Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And I want to go through this as quickly as possible because we have just incredible rock stars on the call tonight that I know you guys are anxious to hear from. My name is Trisha Wilkins, and I have been a part of Isagenix for just over 6 years, and it has been one of the greatest journeys of my life. And you're going to hear why tonight. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things. As you hear these stories, I just want you guys to remember that there's always going to be a little bit of a disclaimer, right? Because Isagenix is like every other business in the world, right? It takes work, it takes sacrifice, it takes dedication, and it takes a willingness and a choice to do something. So as you hear about the products tonight and the different income opportunities and stories, just remember this takes you. You are the game changer in your own life. And you know what? Talking to athletes and gym owners and trainers is a really special thing for me. All right, you guys are really dear to my heart. You have inspired me my whole life. And honestly, truly, one of the greatest passions of my life and building this business and being a part of Isagenix is waking up the beast. And I say that all the time because I'm a mom who has worked with a lot of other moms. And one of my greatest pleasures is finding those women and men that maybe have started saying no to life, that were an athlete, that were in sports, that were just doing incredible things in their life. And then because of stress and time and money and health and other issues, they slowly started saying no to things. And that's what Isagenix is here to change. Like, we're here to help people say yes to life, to start living their lives again. You know, this mission that I'm a part of and that so many of these people tonight are going to talk to you about, like the mission that we're on is to impact the world. And if you can see here in the mission of Isagenix, it says to free people from physical and financial pain, in the process create the most trusted and respected health and wellness company in the world. I am proud to tell you guys today that I know that we are doing that. We are so respected, and you're going to hear why tonight. So thank you so much for taking this time tonight. I know there's a lot going on, but we have events happening all the time, all over the world. You're going to hear from one of our Australians tonight. We're so great. We're so excited to have her. She's going to be closing out our meeting. So make sure you guys stay to the end to hear from Natalie Cook. But next week, we actually have a meeting really just focused towards the family, right? Because that's kind of a big deal right now. There's a lot of families struggling and kind of wondering, you know, what is going on, you know, with the world, with everything going on with this pandemic, with the quarantines, with states and cities and towns and counties shutting down. There's a lot of families struggling right now. All right. And so next week, please join us and invite people to see what we have going on as these moms and dads come on and share their stories. Isagenix is a solution-based business. All right. Solution-based. I started 6.5 years ago because I was looking for solutions for health, for energy performance, and for financial opportunity. And it has helped me in ways that I never knew could be done, right, through a company like this. Our solutions include weight loss, performance, vitality, well-being, personal care and beauty, and financial wellness. And you're going to hear about all those things tonight, especially as it relates to you as an athlete, gym owner, or trainer. All right, everything we have is backed by science. Everything. All right, we are sports certified. I'm just going to run through a couple of things as you hear about our products and you learn more about them. There's a lot of resources out there. There's a lot of Zoom trainings like this and videos where you can really dive into the product information. Unfortunately, tonight, we don't have time to share all that because we have a specific goal tonight, which is to wake up the beast in you and show you the opportunity that you have and the ability you have to monetize the brand you work so hard for. All right. But all of our products are backed by science. Everything that we have that you see right here, these are the core products. And again, we're not talking a lot about these tonight, but they're all backed by science. And they work synergetically to create optimal performance and optimal health. All right. There's two things that I really just focus on when I'm talking about Isagenix. One is that we flood the body with nutrition. We're about giving your body all the things and filling in all the gaps to nutrition so you can go to the next level. And the second part of our wellness system is our cleansing system, which helps you get rid of all the junk. That's the simplest way I can describe it, guys, but it just simply works. I can't even believe to this day, I'll never forget the week that I started Isagenix and how I woke up on day 4 and felt like I was reborn. Like literally somebody had reached down inside of me and flipped on a light switch. I'll never forget that day. And that's what this system does. Our products and our system is not the miracle, but our bodies are. And when you flood your body with incredible nutrition, miracles can occur. All right. So tonight is about, what is your product alignment? You see our sports performance systems. We have incredible products in our Amped line, which is our sports performance. It is sports certified. Everything is non-GMO, soy-free, gluten-free, free of all artificials. So we're talking about incredible products, incredible nutrition, groceries to fuel your body to get a little bit more out of yourself, whether it's recovery, performance, energy, endurance, whatever you're looking for. All right. And to take you to the next level. So I am so excited again to just pass the time over to my friend, JJ Birden, who is a keynote speaker. He is an incredible father and man and has inspired Isagenix all over the world with what he's been able to accomplish. Not only did he play 9 years in the NFL as a wide receiver, but he was the smallest player to ever play. And his story is absolutely incredible. So JJ, if I can, I'm going to find, there we go. He's unmuted. All right, JJ, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Trisha. I really appreciate that. Man, our phones are blowing up. There's people trying to get on this call big time. So
we're going to get them.
Yeah. So anyway, hey, it's an honor to be here. I look forward to just sharing some information with you. And I might spin things a little different. So you're going to get some insight just from my perspective. I am born and raised in Portland, Oregon. I now live in sunny Scottsdale, Arizona with my lovely wife, Raina, and we have been married for almost 30 years. So college sweetheart, we went to Oregon, we're Ducks. So, it's been an exciting journey. So we actually have 8 children. And let me just tell you the story about this, because my wife always says, when you tell this story, make sure they know I didn't really have 8 children. So we have 3 biological children, and about 13 years ago, got a call from my nieces and nephews in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and just problems out there. I fly out to Tulsa the next day. 24 hours later after that, I'm sitting in a courthouse before a judge, and the judge says, Mr. Birden, we're going to take your 5 nieces and nephews and place them in 5 separate foster homes. You're the next of kin, so what would you like to do? So, I mean, it's like, I did what any smart husband would do, and I was like, Judge, let me call my wife first. And I called my wife, 5-minute conversation. We said, we'll take all of the children. So overnight, we went from a family of 5 to a family of 10. And very exciting, very expensive, but it has definitely been rewarding on both levels. So a mutual benefit. So before Isagenix, I would say I was kind of like this retired NFL football player who was still trying to work out and look like an NFL football player, because when I retired in '97 from the Atlanta Falcons, I had my last surgery was an ACL surgery. And Dr. Smith said, JJ, whatever you do, don't stop working out. As you get older, take care of your health, because you might delay some of the surgeries you're going to have later in life. So I made a pact that I was going to always live a healthy lifestyle. So that worked really well until I got about 47. And I started noticing my body was changing and it wasn't responding to the workouts the same way. And I knew I needed to get serious about my nutrition because you can't, outwork a bad diet. And I was just eating everything and burning calories, but it was finally catching up. So I started researching health and wellness companies in the network marketing industry. And primarily because network marketing companies have a really good reputation for creating very good products. They create great products, so we buy those products. And so I actually looked at about 50 different health and wellness companies, analyzing them, breaking them down. And the company that stood out to me was Isagenix. And I thought, well, let's give it a try. So I got on their product to test out their 30-day fat burning system because I wanted to see if it really worked. And I was about 179 at the time. I did the program, did the shakes, did the nutritional cleanse and the intermittent fasting. I dropped all the way down to 159. And 2 things I learned there, I was like, this stuff really works. And then my wife is like, you're too skinny. You need to put some weight on. So then I started taking the muscle building programs and I started building muscle. And to the left picture, I was about 172. And as our performance products came out, I started really tightening up. And that's the picture on the right. I lost 1 pound, but lost body fat. And so I was sold. And needless to say, that was 6.5 years. I'm about 173 today. I've done a really good job of maintaining my results. So, and I feel great because I've had a lot of surgery still, but when I can keep my weight under control, I feel a lot better from a physical standpoint. So I love the fact that the products are convenient, they're cost effective. I like the fact that they're healthy, they're clean, they're gluten-free. I have a very severe allergy to wheat. I carry an EpiPen wherever I go. Gluten-free products, no product problems. And I love the concept of nutrient timing because, you know, you can take the right products at the right time to get the right results, which eliminates decision fatigue. How many times do we stand at the fridge, at the cabinets, wondering what to take? Or with the Isagenix nutrition, there's systems, so you know exactly what to take at the right time. And so I played a role in helping thousands and thousands of people over this period of time, you know, achieve their health and wellness goals. And that's very satisfying because people are looking for health solutions. And I've been able to play some kind of role. And my family take the products, my friends take the products, and then obviously people that I meet. Now, if I would say, what's my favorite product, which is hard to do because they got a lot of really good products and they got some new products that are rock stars, I would probably say the Isagenix Pro Shake is my favorite product because I think that is the best shake pound for pound. I mean, when you talk about the right macronutrients and micronutrients and all the right ingredients, 36 grams of grass-fed whey protein. I mean, it has everything you need from a real meal replacement or whether it's a post-workout shake. And I also like, too, that it's scientifically proven that that shake or our shakes help build lean muscle and burn fat while you're working out and while you're not working out, too. So you get those benefits too when you're not exercising. But I would say this point is real important to me. Their performance products are Informed Sports certified. So if you don't know what that is, there's an organization called WADA. And WADA monitors all the supplements in the world to make sure those supplements don't have ingredients that are banned. Meaning that as professional athletes and college athletes and Olympic athletes, we're always tested. When I was in the NFL, I was trained to look at the ingredients. It didn't matter who gave me the products. It could be my grandmother, it could be my best friend. If it's not certified, I'm not gonna take it. So when I found out that Isagenix performance products were certified, that really carried a lot of validation to me that they went that extra step so that we can clearly say, everyone can take our products, even those who are tested like Olympic and pro and college athletes. So I thought that was just a big, big game changer for me. So speaking about it from a business perspective, now I want everyone to understand this. There is a misconception out there that all professional athletes who become former athletes are financially set for life. That is not true. Now I was in the NFL. The NFL is the #1 grossing sport in the world. It does $16 billion in annual sales. And there's NFL players that make a lot of money. But let me say this, there's a small number of players on every team that make that crazy money. The rest of us, we have to find a plan B. We have to find a way to transition into life after football. So when I retired from the NFL, you know, I had this dream, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be this mogul. I want to own companies and just make this money and build these businesses. And so the little money I had, I invested in 3 small companies. 2 were medical based and 1 was a fitness equipment company. And I ran those companies. I was involved with them for 10 years. And I love working with people, but I didn't like the headaches that came with running those businesses. I was overworked, stressed out, underpaid, traveling a lot, and it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. So when my friend introduced me to network marketing, I had an open mind because I understood the concept of passive income. I got it right away. Because when I was in the NFL, they put us on video games. They put us on football cards, and they had control of our likeness. So every spring, I would get a check for $10,000 every single spring. Even when I retired, 2 years after that, I still got a check. Now, 3 years later, I didn't because I was not on the games anymore. But I understood the concept of doing something and continuing to be paid for it over a period of time. So I got it. So when I got involved, I had to figure out how to do it, and I worked with the people, and it was a learning curve. But I tell you, it was one of the best business decisions I ever made. And I love what I do because I have more control over what I do, when I do it, and who I work with. And I love the model. It's about how many people can I help achieve their goals, achieve what's important to them? How many people can I lift up, which is a little different in some, businesses, but as long as I focus on the needs of everyone else, then my goals naturally fall into place. And understand this too, this income and the hard work we put in, the people we've helped, I've been able to take care of 10 people, over a longer period of time. And think about this. Trisha said I was a speaker too. I'm a professional speaker. I speak 18 to 25 times a year. I do corporate speaking. I don't want to speak more than that. My speaking engagements are being canceled now. They're all being canceled. That's income I was expecting that I'm not going to get. But while this is going on, my Isagenix business has continued to grow. We've continued to help our customers. We continue to help our business builders. And it's a beautiful thing to see the efforts you continue to put in aren't being affected by, unfortunately, the pandemic we're going through. So as I just kind of wrap this up, let me just say a couple of things. One is, I researched 50 different companies, and I believe this is the company with the full package. When you talk about the company, the owners, the products, the compensation plan, the training, the leadership, the team aspect, as we all work together, this is the right company. And I'll say this too, and some of you guys might dispute this. I believe the athletes, whether you've been an athlete or you are an athlete, I think athletes are some of the best network marketing business builders in the world. And I'm going to tell you why. Because athletes have the 5 C's. The 5 C's. What are the 5 C's? It's contacts, credibility, they're coachable, commitment, and that competitive advantage. Contacts. Athletes know a lot of people. We've been athletes over the years. So many people have been drawn to us. We have credibility. People want to know you. They want to be around you. They want to do what you do. We are coachable. You can't be an athlete, not be coachable. And this is a business where there's a learning curve. You have to be coachable. And then we understand commitment. We understand putting in the work, showing the discipline, the resiliency every single day. And then lastly is that competitive advantage. Athletes have a little something extra because they automatically have that brand. They have that brand. And athletes today are looking for ways that they can monetize their brand. And I'll tell you this, one of the biggest misconceptions out there when it comes to being sponsored and endorsed, okay? If you're sponsored, because I see this on social media, oh, I'm sponsored, I'm an athlete, I'm a fitness competitor, I'm a CrossFit person. If you're sponsored, you're getting paychecks. You are getting checks. If you're endorsed, that means you're not getting a check. It means that you're getting free product or you're getting swag to post something on social media. I know Nike endorsed me from the age of 15 to age 32. I was endorsed. They gave me free products. So 99% of the people that are out there that are saying they're sponsored, they are not getting paid. So with Isagenix, who has Team Isagenix, which is a part of the Isagenix family for athletes, it is the only platform I've seen where an athlete or former athlete earning potential can be beyond 6 figures, and it doesn't disappear when you retire or when you get injured. And so, yeah, it's called network marketing. It's a business. You got to work it. But as athletes, we're not afraid of work. We have those qualities automatically. So I would just encourage everyone on here, whether you're an athlete or not, you're watching this, listen to the rest of this presentation and keep an open mind because, again, you're being exposed to the right company at the right time. And so it's up to you what you do. So back to you, Trisha.
JJ, thank you so much for just honoring us with your time. We so appreciate what you just gave us. I was taking mad notes. Those 5 C's, guys, we cannot forget that. Such good stuff. So next up is my good friend, Lauren Sims. And what is so powerful about her story, and JJ was really just alluding to it, Lauren's going to share her story right now, guys, but, her and I started at a very similar time. and we got to grow together. And it has been an incredible experience to watch her. She has such a huge heart and passion and drive for helping people and being successful. And she is the story he was talking about. She was the personal trainer and working so many jobs and yet couldn't afford to put furniture in her house. And now she's one of our millionaires, guys, doing the do every single day. So Lauren, thank you so much for being on this call.
Hi guys, thank you for having me on. JJ, you are amazing. I mean, you can feel that energy right away, right? I'm like, dang, I need to hang out with him more often. And I love those 5 C's. Like, absolutely, I'm going to be quoting that and recruiting some athletes. Let's just be real now. It's got me all fired up. But thank you guys for hosting this. And I know we opened up the lines. I'm like watching it go from like 101. Now we're at 210. So thank you guys, 211, for sharing that we opened up the lines to have everybody on. And I think someone else is just going to flip through these slides, I think, right? Because they're really not in an order. Okay. I like saw them. I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me. So hopefully it makes sense to somebody else. But you all, first of all, thank you for being on here. It is such a nutty time for all of us. You know, there's so many people that are negatively compromised. And Isagenix is really in a unique situation that we have so much heart and there's so much sensitivity that nobody wants to come across opportunistic. However, Isagenix is up, and the reason that we are up, outside of the compassion and heart behind this company of wanting to serve people, because we have what every single person on the globe is looking for right now. And the first is cutting-edge wellness products, and the second is a work-from-home opportunity. And that's why we're here, and that's why you all are on. So I'm going to just share with you a little bit about my story briefly. But 7 years ago, literally only 7 years ago, and this is why it's been kind of an emotional week, because I can feel what so many people are feeling. I was exchanging time for money in every single job that I have. So I have 2 bachelors and 2 masters, and I was working from 4 or 5 a.m. to midnight, 7 days a week. So I was a personal trainer, didn't make a lot of money. Spin instructor, group fitness instructor, didn't make a lot of money. Tried to run these boot camp, training programs. I waited tables, I bartended, I had a private practice as a clinical nutritionist. And can you not hear me?
It faded really bad. You were good and then it faded. So just a little louder. Sorry, girl.
Sorry, can you hear me now or is it any different? It's fine? Weird? I mean, move it closer. Is that different? Is that better? Okay, let me know. Sorry. Gosh, turn up my volume, but not what I'm hearing, what you guys are hearing. Okay, I'll keep it close. I don't know. This was happening on my sister-in-law's computer the other night, and I think just because there's so many people on Zoom, so I apologize.
You're perfect now. You're perfect.
Okay. So what I was saying is I was exchanging time for money in so many jobs. And here I was, this nutritionist, here I was, this trainer, and telling people how to eat, how to work out. And I felt like crap and I looked like crap. I was fluffy. I was stressed out of my mind. And mostly I was stressed because I wasn't sleeping enough and I was working too much. And when I look at what's happening today, and I'm looking at all of these trainers that suddenly don't have gyms to go into, they don't have clients to teach, instructors that don't have classes to fill, like my heart hurts because that was my story. But when I joined Isagenix, I didn't look at this at the time for a full-time opportunity. I am so grateful that that has happened. But at the time, and I'm saying this because I want you to realize that every little thing matters. I wanted $100 a week. I told my mentor, she said, what is it going to take to make this worth your while? And I said, $500 a month. $100 a week would have given me my Sundays, right? It would have allowed me to not have to work brunch on Sundays. That's all I wanted. I never knew I would be a 6-figure income earner with this company. I surely never knew I would be a 7-figure income earner with this company. But what started as this nest egg, and like a lot of the things JJ said, I'm incredibly competitive, right? I was incredibly coachable. And once I got a taste of it and I was like, I don't want to exchange time for money anymore. I don't want to work for anybody else anymore. I really set out and said, it's up to me to design my life. And because of the work that I put in over the last 6-7 years, I am able to have an amazing life right now, full of time freedom, full of residual income. But like my mentor said to me, our company is mission-based, right? It's kingdom building. And now we're called to help a lot more people. Any one of us that's having success with this is to lift people up and show them what's possible for them, both with the product and with the business. So simply put, what I love about this nutrition, First of all, that it is absolutely no compromise, you know, that we're using the best ingredients from raw materials to packaged materials. It's science-backed and it delivers results. There is so much junk out there. There are so many things that people take because someone said it was good for them, and it's not good for them. I mean, Isagenix is using clean products, and we have an array of products that work together synergistically, just like JJ said, to meet that person's goals. So whether you're working on energy, you're working on sleep, you're working on weight loss, you just want to put the best nutrition in your kid's body, we have a solution for everybody. It's consumable and it delivers an emotional response. When I think about what the products have done for me on a performance standpoint, here's what I'll tell you. I love to work out, but I'm almost 37. And I know that that still sounds young to some people, but at one time when I was teaching 15 to 20 group fitness classes a week, my knees and my back are aware of what I did. And I am so thankful for our branched-chain amino acids that help me to repair why I'm working out. I am so grateful for our repair. The tart cherry and the turmeric and everything helps with the inflammation. But above everything else, just like JJ said, it's the shakes. In a perfect macro blend that I don't have to think about ever eating day 4 old steamed chicken, steamed broccoli, you know, brown rice. Like, ugh, it's dry. It sounds gross to me just thinking about it right now, that I can just have my shake. I'm elated about our products. When I think about what this nutrition has done for other people, my team is over, 14,000 people. And when we think about the hundreds and thousands of weight loss stories, it's amazing. When I think about the athletes and the kids who are putting on lean body mass and recovering, it's incredible. But I'll tell you the number one story, and I'm not going to get emotional, that is dear to my heart. My dad had severe Parkinson's, and we had him on Isagenix for many, many years while he fought that disease. And I am absolutely confident, not that we cure or treat anything, but some of his focus, some of his clarity, some of the lean body mass that he maintained while he was not able to keep an active body as the disease got the best of him. We watched what Isagenix, a food-based product, does. I mean, the body's the miracle. We just have to feed it right. But that one is super, super dear to my heart. So they asked for my favorite product, and it's a tie. And here's my favorites. You guys can vote if you're like team repair or team Ionics, but the repair is that post-workout that is so good for just helping with the stress that comes with exercise. And we break down muscle and we break down ligaments when we work out. And I always tell people that this is like the Neosporin that goes in and fixes all the oxidative stress, but allows you to just go back in and crush it and crush it. And then the Ionics, this is the adrenal support. If anybody has any stress right now, some of you are not in your office with your boss, but now you're homeschooling 4 kids, right? Like whatever is happening, Ionics is all about the stress support. I mean, I'm engaged, but I didn't know we were gonna be together 24/7 during this time period, right? So we all have different stress, and the adaptogen will help you with that. And I'm gonna tell you just one little bit, and then what is on my heart right now. This income has provided me more than anything I could have dreamt 5 or 6 years ago. My money blueprint was so small, right? I used to make $30,000 a year. I've made more in a month with Isagenix than I used to make in a year. When I think about the debt I would have died with student loans and credit cards, when I think about how many more years I would have worked 80 to 100 hours a week, this opportunity has done so much for me. And I mean, I can go on and on and on, but the biggest one for me is just that I design my days. So I still work really hard. Like JJ said, it's network marketing. I'm working harder right now than I have in a while because people need us. But whether I want to set an alarm at 5 a.m. and work till noon, or I want to sleep till 10, which never happens, and work till 2 a.m., right? Like you get to choose. And most of all, that there's fulfillment. I mean, I truly believe that if you don't have passion and you don't have purpose behind what you're doing, you're never going to be fulfilled. It's never going to feel good. And when I think about this income, every dollar that I have earned from Isagenix is because that is a life that has been impacted. Whether it has been a physical transformation, a financial transformation, it's personal development, it's this community, it's this culture, it's a friend that they made. The ripple effect of us telling our stories changes lives. And that's what that income has done for me. I sleep so good at night knowing that there have been so many thousands of people impacted. And I'm going to leave you with this right now. There is not a better time to join Isagenix than right now. We talked about this 6 months ago, a year ago, that the next wave was coming. We didn't really know what that meant. And with the fear of sounding insensitive to what is happening in the world right now, we have a solution, and we have got to be so bold and so brave to help people. In 2008, when the economy tanked, real estate in Colorado was prime. right? And we look back now, 12 years back, and it's like, oh, I should have bought real estate in 2008. And the people that bought a house that was, not even kidding you, less than $200,000, and now it's worth $700,000. We watched that growth happen in a decade. And I'm saying it to you right now, Isagenix is in that prime space that you're going to look back 5 years from now and 10 years from now, and the next class of leaders and the next absolute rising push of millionaires is in the making, because bright people are coming to this company, educated people are coming to this company, and they are open to residual income, they're open to passive income, they're open to a solid company that's 18 years old, has done billions and billions of dollars, that they are absolutely going to be open, because if this has happened again, it happened now, it could happen again, and people will absolutely prepare themselves differently for the future. So we love you. Let Isagenix be your home. Our products work. The compensation plan is amazing. I'm honored to be on here, and I'm turning it back to you, Trisha.
Lauren, you're amazing. You guys, if you haven't heard from her before, now you know why. I love her so much. So thank you, Lauren, for sharing your heart and your passion. There's no doubt that you're on a mission. Thank you for being a part of this. So next we have Brent Shaw, and I'm so excited to have Brent because he loves triathlon, which is one of my favorite places to be. All right, so Brent is a retired police officer, and he has an incredible story of how he came out of retirement from the police force to join Isagenix and what it has done for him and his family and his health. Brent, are you there?
I'm here. I was finding the unmute button. So I'm here.
It's all right. You're good.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you very much. And JJ and Lauren, you guys, I'm lucky. I'm the lucky one, right? I got to follow you guys so I could like make some notes and go, oh yeah, I need to cover that, right? So here's to you guys for taking off and rolling this thing out. So, and Trish, thank you guys so much for putting this on. I think it's important. And it's definitely a valuable thing for all of us to be engaged and get to be around people right now, because I am a people person, and it's kind of killing my soul to not be around more people on a regular basis. So it's good stuff. And those are my important people right there that you're looking at on the screen. So I'm kind of got my notes here in front of me, and I'm looking at things and cover my story. So my story is, I'm a Kansas farm kid. I grew up in Kansas. I never really decided anything I was going to do until I decided to do it. I was sitting in college, and somebody said, hey, they're hiring for cops in Phoenix. And I couldn't have picked out Phoenix on a map. So I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. I should go there. So I did. And, I'll tell this one. I went to a bar and was having a few drinks, and I saw this really good looking girl and asked her to dance. I ended up getting married to her. Right. So it's a crazy life. It's just like, I just do things. Right. So very, very active, very into things. And so, my story is I was a police officer for 21 years. And during that time, I was always interested in fitness. I've always been in a certain level of fitness. But when I left the police department, we were in massive debt. My wife and I had gotten into the real estate world. Yeah, that's it right there. So we were in massive debt. And right what you're looking at there is about just over $100,000 worth of credit card debt. I was a master at moving credit card debt around and making things happen. And we were owning a bunch of properties, and our idea was to have a bunch of properties and flip them, and actually not flip them, keep them as rentals. And speaking of that, can you imagine being a landlord right now and the government come in telling people they don't have to make their payments, but you got to make them, right? So there's a risk to everything. And so we decided to challenge this. And anyway, let me get back to it. So I retired from the police department because I had 21 years on, but we were in so much debt that I knew we weren't going to come out of it with a job. I knew I couldn't work my way out of that kind of debt having a job, right? Even as great of a job as I had, but I couldn't make it out of that. So I retired, and I knew I needed to make what I referred to as chunk money. And so I got asked by a guy to sell armored cars. So I started selling armored cars. I was traveling to places on nobody's bucket list. I've been to Nigeria a few times. I've been to Senegal, West Africa, Honduras, been to all kinds of places in the Middle East, selling armored vehicles to various people who, for whatever reason, might have needed armored vehicles. And which was all kind of cool and made for great stories. And And, I like to say one day I was driving down the streets in South Phoenix in a police car, and about 3 months later, I was cruising down the Dubai Creek on a yacht that was owned by one of the princes in Dubai. So that was kind of interesting. But I was in Nigeria, and my wife called me and said, "Hey, you've left your malaria pills on the counter here at the house." And I'm like, "Well, that's not good." So, but I still had to be there and was doing my thing. And when I came back, my wife and I were going through some tough times during that time period. And I had to make a decision on what I wanted to do. Did I want to continue with this traveling around, or did I want to try to find a way to stay home with my family? And so I made that decision. I was offered, Isagenix as something to do with my triathlon, because I needed a purpose when I retired. So I got into triathlon just to kind of keep me with a schedule of some sort, right? Keep me on task. And so I got involved in triathlon and was kind of going through that. And I was just using the nutrition. I had no intention of doing this as a business. And I started making a couple of bucks. And the first time I got paid, it was like $100 and something like that. And I thought, oh, that's cute. What am I going to do with $100? I'm over $100,000 worth of debt, right? I mean, what's $100 going to do for me? So I took the $100 and I put it in my son's savings account. I'm like, well, if they come after me and try to sue me or try to force me to foreclosure, at least it'll be in my kid's account, right? So I went that direction, but I kept sharing, and I kept sharing it with my friends, and I kept telling people about it, and it started turning into something. And that little bit of money that I was making here and there kind of started turning into bigger amounts. And I was like, if I can make, I kind of like Lauren said, if I could make $500, I was like, if I could make $1,000 a month, I would consider that something, right? I would consider that something like that could make a payment on something. Maybe that could make a credit card payment, right? That could make something actually happen. So I set my goal at $1,000 a month. And then when that started happening, then I set my goal a little bit higher. And then it kept increasing. And then all of a sudden I'm like, holy cow, I'm really making some money here. But what I found, and what made this so similar to law enforcement career and to my athletic career, or I wouldn't call it a career, but my athletic passions, is that it was really about two things. And JJ nailed it with the competitive thing. You've got to be competitive, right? I truly believe that. If you want to do good in this business, you got to be competitive. But you also have to really enjoy making teams, building teams, and working with those teams. And just like when I was on the police department, I ran what they call the fugitive unit, and we had a really tight team, and we would work together. We'd go find people, and we would get people to give us information that you can't imagine they would give you on somebody that they loved in order to, get them arrested. But we worked together as a team. And what I really found is that in this business, developing teams is really where the sweet spot's at. And when you can help others be successful, your success is guaranteed. But if you're that person who constantly looks at how am I going to pay my bill? And at first, don't lie to yourself. At first, that's important. But you've got to also recognize how you can help somebody else pay their bills. And when you can help somebody else pay their bills and you can figure that out, that's when the success comes in, right? Unlike triathlon, where triathlon's all about individual effort, this is different, right? This is more of a team sport. You've really got to, you've got to help the players make their plays, and you've got to be concerned with how other people are moving and what they're doing. And, you've got to be able to check in on people on a regular basis, and you've got to inspire, and you've got to help, and you've got to be available, especially now with all the stuff that's going on right now. But let me keep on. Sorry, I'm like a squirrel. I get off track here. So that's kind of my story as far as like how I got to where I'm at right now, right? Is I really focused on helping my teams and really focused on identifying people in my that became part of my team, whether I enrolled them or not, and identify them, and then really go in and try to help them and support them and be okay with the fact that they really wanted to screw up on their own, right? And you've got to let people do that. And when I say that, Carla's probably on here someplace, but she's one of the people that, and we were just talking about this yesterday on a team call, is, she's like, oh, I'm going to make my team page. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, you shouldn't do that. But, but you've got to let people go through those different things. And she's done a phenomenal job, right? But some people will say, oh, I want to make my team page because that's what they think they need to do. And then you're sitting there going, oh, you just stay, let me help you more, right? But yeah, so that's the big thing, is to help your teams, right? Be focused on that. What I love about Isagenix Nutrition, it's brainless, right? It's truly brainless. Again, kind of like what JJ said, I can walk up to the counter, and if I'm hungry, I go to my refrigerator, I go to my cupboard, I pop it out, I take my tri-release, and I am on team repair, by the way, Lauren. So I take my tri-release and my repair, and that is my snack, right? And I don't have to think. I know that I'm getting good nutrition. I know that I'm keeping my macros on point, and it helps me in that manner. So I don't have to think about it. And that's a benefit, because if you're that person, if you're that athlete that walks into the big box store and is like, oh, I think I'll take that big tub of that, and then I'm going to take this of that, and you don't know if they work together. You don't know if you're getting too much of one thing and not enough of another. Isagenix is a system, and it works that way for a reason. So yeah, tri-release, repair, and nitro are my friends. So that's a big one for me. What has it done for my performance? Well, unlike Lauren, who's so old, I'm 52. So, so being 52 years old and still being able to compete at the level that I compete at, and, go in and work out with the other people that are there, and really feel like, well, actually know that I can compete, is a big deal. I love competition. I love to go in and doing like the daily workouts and stuff like that, and know that I'm going to be in the top tier of those that are working out. It means a lot to me to be able to be that person. So, because that's my competitive spirit. My favorite product, I already told you about that one. The nitro, the repair, and the tri-release are at the top of my list. What is the income provided? I'm going to give you a little bit of information here, and I want you guys to think about this. I just had a coworker of mine, 30 years on the police department, 6 months from retiring. He just got shot and killed, and he was on the job, and he didn't need to be on the call, but he went to the call, and he was killed. And the two people that were with him, they're both seriously injured. Two ladies that were with him, they both got seriously injured by this guy. And here's what I want to tell you about that. For all of you breadwinners out there, male or female, doesn't matter. For all you breadwinners out there, they're like, well, I'm going to stick with this because this is what's important. If on the police department, I worked for 21 years to get a pension, right? And everybody's like, oh, that's fantastic, you got a pension. Like, I got a pension. But if I get killed, out, riding my bike or doing whatever I'm doing, car accident, doesn't matter, whatever, and I get taken out, my pension immediately gets reduced by 20%. Right? So my wife is eligible for 80% of my pension, not 100% of it, 80% of it. That's not job security. That's not lifelong security. And Isagenix isn't like that, right? If I get taken out, that doesn't mean automatically my pay is going to get reduced, right? Isagenix isn't going to cut my pay because I passed away, right? That we create something that's legacy worthy. So for a lot of people that are out there going, well, I've got to have this job because it's secure. Well, you can see right now what's going on with it, right? You can see right now what's happening with job security. So if you think that if you're that person who's kind of sitting on the fence, wow, should I really be putting in, 10, 15 hours a week into Isagenix if you're working at part-time? Should I really be doing that? Is it really worth doing it? Because this other thing that I have is secure. I'm going to ask you to really question that, right? Because I'm going to challenge you that Isagenix is more secure, and certainly network marketing is more secure. Because here's the thing, I am unrecruitable, right? Just for anybody that's out there wondering, I'm unrecruitable. I don't promote being involved in 2 different network marketing companies. You probably suck at doing this one. Don't try to do 2, okay? So it's really important to stick with and focus on what you know and what you can do. So if you're laser focused on Isagenix, be laser focused on Isagenix. Do I use some other products that are network marketing based? Absolutely. You'll never see me promote them, right? Because I support my other people that may be doing something else, but I'm not recruitable to that. And I'm not even going to try to do 2, right? I don't want to sell wine, right? Although I drink it, I don't want to do it. Right? I don't want to sell jewelry. I don't want to sell shampoo. I don't want to do any of that other stuff. I'm focused on what Isagenix can provide. However, I will tell you this, the knowledge that you learn in this industry, if anything ever happens, you can take somewhere else with you. Okay. And that's important to know. But develop yourself and become an incredible, passionate person for your team, because your team will do 50% of what you do and 100% of what you don't. Right?
Amen.
It's actually less than that. It's probably about 10% of what you do and 100% of what you don't. But go out there and model what you want as a team member. Okay. And my closing thought for everybody is, and you may have seen this, but I've just kind of adopted it because I love it. And that is, don't live a woulda, coulda, shoulda life. Live a do, done, and win life, because that's what you want to do. You want to win. It's all yours, Trisha.
Thank you, Brent. Thank you so much. You know, somebody else who's unrecruitable is the incredible Paul Kruger. This guy is a legend when it comes to nutrition and how to use our products to get incredible results. I mean, the picture kind of speaks for itself. So Paul, thank you for jumping on and for just sharing your story with us today.
Oh, there we go. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
There we go. Good. Well, thank you. I appreciate the fact that I was invited on, and wow, what a call so far. I mean, really, JJ and Lauren and Brent, you guys rocked it. You really set the bar. I mean, this is phenomenal, and I want to make an important point. This is an important conversation for those of you that are hearing about Isagenix the first time, or those of you that have heard about it. And this is a follow-up for, to kind of reconfirm your thoughts about, should I do this? Is this the right fit for me? Or, maybe I just need a little more clarity. I want to welcome everyone. So the important conversation is the entire call. And you're hearing all kinds of different people's stories and their different backgrounds and positions and their successes in their life and their tough times. And everyone can relate in some way to each of those stories. And, to kind of start things off, and I'll be real brief because I like to get real long-winded sometimes, so I'm gonna be real good on my time. And I've been, given a heads up about that. But I just want to make sure that you guys that are on here trying to decide, or for the first time seeing what this is about, I just want to kind of give you the heads up. This is your chance. This is your chance. Now, with everything going on, whether this goes on another 30 days or another year, these are uncertain times, and it creates a level of fear and anxiety in a lot of people. Not to mention the levels of fear and anxiety most people live with on a daily basis anyway. So now that we get bombarded on a daily basis with this new level of intensity of those two emotions, it's kind of hard to see the way out. And just to give you a little background on my experience with Isagenix, and in fact, it's me and Lynette. Lynette is not here right now, but we've been on this journey the entire time together. So we've been with Isagenix just under 6 years. In fact, in about a week, it'll be the 6-year anniversary, right? Isaversary. And I only say that because what initially we started as a hopeful wish that we could create something became something very real and very substantial in our lives. So to give you a little background about myself personally, I've been in the bodybuilding world since I was 16 years old. Before that, I was a gymnast at the age of 4, right? So I've always been really physically active, and it's always been really important to me to be physically active and continue to raise the game, so to speak, in my abilities physically. So strength is important to me. Power is important to me. My physique is important to me. I've done bodybuilding shows in the past. I've trained people to do the same. And nutritionally and in the gym and every aspect, supplements. I've worked at supplement stores. I've been a personal trainer. I've been around the industry a long time, and I've seen people transform their bodies with good old-fashioned food and other supplements and things like that. But when I came across this, I was looking for something to level up that particular area of my life. But what I didn't realize was this was the answer for the other major challenge that I had in my life. Now, some people struggle with health. I never struggled with health. I always excelled at it. It was always something that was very easy for me because I locked into it early. My first book that I read when I was 12 years old, I remember it was a men's health book, probably for people in their 30s and 40s, of which I am now. But I was 12 years old learning about all this stuff. I'm like, this is the most fascinating thing in the world, that you can control the level of health and vitality that you have just by making a few decisions with your nutrition and how you work out. So when I got hard into the journey of being a bodybuilder, it was always something that I was looking for: better nutrition, better training techniques, better ways to get a better result faster. So then Isagenix comes along, and I'm like, this is a no-brainer. Like Brent said, it's brainless. And like the products, I mean, I could go on all day about the products, but the only thing you need to know is they work on every level. The same products that you'll take to lose 100 pounds is the same products I'll take to boost my bench by 100 pounds and put on 30 pounds of muscle. It's the same products. It's just, how do you do it in conjunction with your techniques and strategies, right? So these products are for everyone. They're world-class. You heard a lot of people talk a lot about the eliteness of these products. Just to give you guys a heads up, some of my favorite are the Isagenix shakes. The chocolate mint is addictive. I drink 4 to 6 of those a day. Yes, I eat food, but I drink a lot of shakes and I love them. Why not? It is food. I mean, that's where I get most of my nutrition throughout the day. It's perfect balanced. It has everything that I need. And I know that it's giving me the right amount of everything so that I can keep leveling up physically. So that's number one. The health aspect of this company is unparalleled. But like I said, what I didn't realize when I came across Isagenix was it was the solution to the other challenge in my life. I was a broke personal trainer forever. I was a broke supplement sales guy forever. You know those guys at GNC and Vitamin Shop? That was me. You know how much they make? Nothing. They're good with the products, but they don't know anything. They're just broke. They're just trying to survive. And then before I got in Isagenix, I had given up on everything. And guess what? I was just working at a call center. I was working in a call center for $24,000 a year. Now I think about that. I'm like, how creative was I to survive on that? Because that is insane. In a country like this, with opportunities that we have had over the last, especially 10 years of the economic boom, how could I be a grown-ass man sitting in a call center making $24,000 a year? Isagenix comes along, and there is fine hope. When I saw that there were shakes and a business opportunity involved, and they were connected, it was game over from there. I was like, worst case scenario, it takes me 10 times as long to make as much money as these millionaires, and maybe I only make half as much by the time I get there. It's better than my stupid call center, $24,000 a year job. Now, I'm not downplaying the fact that people need to take to get by when they need to take jobs to get by. If that's where you're at, just know that that's a stepping stone. It's not a stopping post, right? This is just a stepping stone. But this company, this opportunity is the hope to get out of the shit. I'm sorry, excuse my language. It's the hope to get out of the garbage in your life. Now, there's a lot of people on this call. Some of the people that you've heard on the call are very well polished in how they speak. Some of the people on this call are very extroverted. I am not. I'm a massive introvert. People talking about the quarantine life. I live the quarantine life 24/7. I would rather not leave the house and rather not be around a lot of people than to kind of get out there and get real uncomfortable and stuff like that with a group of people. But the beautiful thing is there's so many good people in this company that are so forgiving and so open that you feel comfortable around this team. You feel comfortable around these people with this mindset. And I'm gonna wrap it up here real quick, but I want to make a point that this is an opportunity of hope, okay? And this is an opportunity of choice over chance, okay? Giving yourself the opportunity to make a choice to finally pull yourself in a direction that means more to you than you can possibly imagine. This is what that is, okay? So choose choice over chance and choose hope over uncertainty, and stick with the people that invited you on this call, and you will have made a decision that 5 years, 1 year, 2 year, 5 years from now, you'll be thanking yourself that you decided to go in that direction. And with that, I'll turn it back to you, Trish, and I appreciate everybody on this call. Have a great night.
Well, Paul, that was absolutely amazing. And you really brought us back to the whole reason why we're here. I do have to say, though, I could have a meme of me talking to like a customer service guy, and it's you, because I would never imagine the person on the other side of that phone with arms bigger than my thighs. I'm just saying. I picture somebody very differently on the other side of that customer service line.
There we go.
All right. So thank you. Thank you for bringing it home for us, guys. I mean, this is what we're doing here. This is our family, and welcome to our team family. All right. So with that being said, I'm so excited to introduce you guys to my friend, Natalie Cook. I am so excited that she's here. It's like Friday afternoon for her in Australia, and she's here with us today. And she doesn't know this, but I actually had like a magazine tear out of her in high school because she was one of my inspirations for hardworking women athletes. So Natalie, this is kind of a little circle here that you probably didn't know about. All right, girl. So let's hear it. You get to close us out today.
Trisha, thank you. Wow, I would like to see that cut out. That could be a long time ago. So we in Australia, and us as Aussies, if you don't understand my accent, if you're listening to the recording, you can pause and you can Google what I just said. And if I go too fast, sometimes we join our words together, right? And it all becomes one word, but I will do my best. We don't get to beat Americans very often, but we are Friday here. We are a day ahead of you. We are on fire, and it is sunshine outside. I'm going to take that. We will always stay ahead in terms of time. Wow, what an amazing call, and so much goodness in the call that, like, imagine an orange. We are just squeezing all of the juice out of this, starting with JJ and the amazing story of an NFL wide receiver. Lauren, your intensity, your emotion comes through the screen. I just felt like you were like leaping at me with your being so vibrant and elegant, and the way you talk about Isagenix is inspirational. Brent talked about risk, which is an important topic. And he actually said there's a risk to everything. Let me tell you on this call, the only thing I know in my life that doesn't have a risk is Isagenix. It really is one of those things that is risk-free. And when you get this nutrition in your body, which is really the only way for you to know, because this Isagenix opportunity for health and wealth and family and team and belonging and friendship is only when you put the product in your body. You can't have the rest of it unless you put it in your body and experience it for yourself. And that's where the passion from everyone you've heard from today comes out about Isagenix, because it's worked for us. For the athletes on the call and those that may be retired, that it is absolutely safe. This has been the question over the last 8 years that I've had in Isagenix is it approved? And it is absolutely got this little tick of approval from Informed Sport, trying to put it in front of that has a tick on the product. So we're all safe. So I went to 5 Olympic Games, but unfortunately didn't use Isagenix at any of them. The way I started with Isagenix, my last 6 months of my career, my 5th Olympics, going to the London 2012 Olympics, my best friend Jen, who is a physiotherapist or physical therapist, you call it in the US, said, oh my God, Nat, you have to try this product. It'll make you jump higher and run faster and recover better, and it'll make you way better. Now, I'd won an Olympic gold medal. I'd won a bronze medal. This was my 5th Olympics. I said, girlfriend, you have no idea. Like, I know all about my nutrition. I know all about my performance. If you think that stuff's going to help me with 6 months to go, you are cray-cray. So I said no to her for a long time, right? So then stopped my career, 20 years of taking supplements, taking protein powders. She wrote back to me again. She said, hey, what about now? Now's a good time. I said, it's even worse. The only thing I want to do now is sit on the couch, eat pizza, drink alcohol, and do all those things that I wasn't allowed to do when I was competing. So, of course, I told her no. I continued to do my own thing for another 6 months. And I had originally, this is my beautiful daughter, Jordan, and my wife, Sarah, and we, because of this, I'm going to jump the story now because of what's on the screen, because of this amazing opportunity in the wealth department, we got to go and live in Switzerland for 1 year on a sabbatical. Because of all the hard work in Isagenix, we decided to take our family and have this amazing adventure. And I lived right down the bottom where those 2 trees are sticking out. And that's where we lived. And this was our local vineyard. And we're just so grateful for what Isagenix provided to our family. But back to my story. So I said to myself, self, you can have 12 months after retirement of emotional freedom, because let's face it, sometimes as an athlete, you're told what to do. You don't eat things because you're worried about, your performance. So I gave myself 12 months of eating, drinking, doing whatever, or 10 kilos, which is about 22 pounds. And I said, whatever comes first, I'll do something, right? And guess what came first? It only took 6 months for 22 pounds to attach itself to the frame. And my knees started to hurt, my shoulders started to hurt, my neck started to hurt, everything was hurting. So guess what? I called my friend back, and not only that, I had to do a photo shoot in a bikini, right? And that was not going to go well. I tried to get the bikini on, and I called the photographer. I said, I'm sick. I need to cancel the photo shoot for 30 days. And I called my friend. I said, I need that stuff you've been talking about, that box of stuff. I don't care what's in it. I wasn't like JJ reading the ingredients. I'm like, I don't care what's in it. If that stuff works, give it to me. So that's what happened. There is a money-back guarantee in the system, which is amazing. And like Trish talked about, within the first week, I had noticed a difference. I had a new light switch, a new energy. I'd even felt skinnier within the first week. Unbelievable. And again, you can't know this until you put it in your body yourself. So I absolutely, at the end of this call, you should call the person that has talked to you about Isagenix and say, I need to try it. I need to get it in my body, because as Brent talked about, there is absolutely no risk, because there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. So that's the first step off the back of this webinar. Because as athletes, retired athletes, athlete in spirit, weekend warrior, we've got to take a step. The first step is to try the system. Say yes. Most people say no in life. And even if you're one of those that's trained to say no, and then maybe you come back and say yes, let's just try to break that habit today and say yes right now. Give the product a go. And then as you move through the product, you build this amazing community and belonging with the people that get you started. And that's where you plug into the team, not only in the US or wherever you're from, but Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and Europe. We are expanding Isagenix all the time, and it is an amazing global family that you can be involved in. And this amazing safety net of whatever you're going through, like Paul talked about, the hidden challenges we all face, whether it's financial, whether it's mental, whether it's physical, whether it's relational, we're all suffering at some level, right? We are all suffering. We are now in a position in the world where I would challenge you to find me someone that's not suffering, right? And as Trisha said at the beginning, we are a solutions-based company. We have a solution for absolutely every single problem in the world. So I took my first box of Isagenix and I had released my whole 22 pounds in my first box, and just from that have always been an Isagenix lifer. I think it is the most amazing thing you'll ever find for your health, and the income opportunity presents itself as you go day by day, step by step. Before you know it, you've accumulated either some free products. So we like to get our product for free. As athletes, the only way in Isagenix to get it for free is to introduce some people and get them helped. My favourite product, I also like, because we're in Australia, we're a little bit behind on our branding. So, Lauren, we have the old product, but that's the Recover. My favourite is the dairy-free shake. For all of these that have gone plant-based, the dairy-free shake is awesome. And let me say, this is 8 years, every single day for 8 years, except when I'm cleansing. And so the way you spice this puppy up is with strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, peanut butter, banana, coffee. But hold on, not until you've had your first 30 days is clean, people, clean. And then I'm going to go to this little puppy here is an e-shot. This is a game changer for anyone doing workouts. And what they've recently done, and it'll make you all jealous, we have this product called beer, which if you're Aussie, it sounds like beer, right? Drinking Corona beer or Bud Light beer, it sounds the same. It's really hard marketing in Australia. It's like, do you want a beer? They're like, sure. So be a health expert with beer. They add some sparkle to this baby, and ours is called Bondi Bellini. They try and make it all market. Like, we just love this product. If you haven't worked it out yet, everyone on this call just loves these products. First step. Second step, let's get your products for free by sharing with people and being as passionate and as excited. Third step, let's start paying some bills. Fourth step, we gather some momentum, we get excited, we start to get to a point where maybe we're getting rid of a $100,000 credit card debt. It is all like your journey as an athlete, step by step, one step at a time. And sometimes you can take 2 or 3 steps if you get some momentum. The only way to get momentum in this business is to link arms and get more and more people involved. That's how the Isagenix system works. And we have one of the best compensation plans in the world. So I really, really needed this product to lose weight in the beginning. It has then now become, Isagenix has got me back to physical activity, because I kind of got a little PTSD around exercise after 25 years of Olympic level competition. I couldn't go near a gym. It smelled like pain. It smelled like suffering. It smelled like agony. It smelled like, I just couldn't even go there. So I did nothing. Then my partner convinced me to go to yoga. Now, yoga because most people think yoga is easy. It can be aggressive. So that turned me off. Aggressive yoga. I wanted to lie down, that end pose. So as soon as my yoga teacher said to me, at any time through the class, if you feel like you want to go into child's pose or shavasana, do it. I was like, bam, that's me. There's a myth that all of us are competitive. I know Brent talked about it, and Paul and Lauren and JJ competitive. I've lost that gene. So if you're an athlete out there that's retired and you've lost that gene too, it's okay. The only people I need to beat are my little kids. 4-year-old daughter, I have to let her win sometimes. It really is a product, a business that is safe, that is risk adverse. You don't have to outlay lots of money. You get to eat your overheads of this business. It is a magical opportunity. And Paul talked about hope. At this time in the world, it is the only source of hope. It really is something for you to latch onto physically, because we all need to boost our immunity, and potentially a wealth creation tool for you. I too am a professional speaker, like JJ, so my job's at about the same, 25, one every 2 weeks, went to 0 overnight. So thank goodness for the Isagenix income, because it is keeping my family afloat. Not only do I take the product, my family, my friends, my dad is 78, my mum is 70, my daughter is 4. We are all on Isagenix. We all fight for the blender. We all fight for the shakes. We fight for all the bars. It is like that's where the competition happens, in the product. But it really, Paul also mentioned legacy, right? There is a legacy component to this company. It is something that you build for your life, for your family's life, for generations to come. And I think that is the number one thing here, that it starts with your own experience and ends up as a transformative position for you, your family, your friends, and your community. So not just locally, as an Oregon Duck or Illinois I'm just going to stop now in case I get it all wrong. But I spend a lot of time on your beaches. I love coming to the US, and whilst I can't get in there at the moment, I look forward to visiting very soon. And wherever you are in your life, in your situation, there is always someone doing better, and there is always someone doing worse. So please don't compare. Please just know it is time to reach out to whoever invited you to this call. Say yes, get the products in your body, and from there, you have no idea where this could take you. That little brown box could change your life. And I wish you all the best with your health, your safety, for your family and your friends at this time. And thanks, Trisha, for inviting me as a part of the community to this amazing call. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Natalie. I'm like crying tears of laughter and everything, all the above. Like, you never, ever, ever leave us lacking. Oh, so amazing, guys. Now you have a better idea of why we love Isagenix so much in this family, not just the products and the compensation plan and the growth, but this beautiful community. I was looking at the chat just now, and one of my teammates in my personal team, Neil, has lost over 300, I think he's at 400 pounds now, right? And regained his life. And last week, you guys heard from Kenya Davis, if you were on our call, who's lost well over 500 pounds. Like, this system is for everybody. And like Natalie said, it is risk-free. The only risk you have is maybe your wardrobe. All right. All right. So thank you for joining us. Next week, we hope to have you back as we talk to a lot of our parents that are at home right now dealing with all these children. And from my home to yours, and I'm going to leave this, I'm going to let Stephanie close here, but from my home to yours, I started this on a mission, like Lauren said. The reason why I have seen success as a stay-at-home mom of 4 little kids, can't forget my little girl now, of 4 little kids, is because I'm on a mission. I knew that there were other women out in the world that felt like I did, that were lost and were struggling and felt the stress of their financial pressure from their home on their shoulders. And I promised myself when I started Isagenix that I wouldn't stop until I found all of those women and men on their knees looking for solutions, asking for help, and we're here to pick them up and help them join our family. So Stephanie, if you can go ahead and close. I just want to thank everybody for joining us today. What an inspirational and beautiful call.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody throw in some chat, your love for all of our speakers for what they gave tonight. And what we just did tonight was really show you who Isagenix is. This was put together in just a few days. Everybody came ready and prepared to give their love and give it to the community and share from their heart as to who Isagenix is and what Isagenix has to offer. And we've said it for years. People are just hearing us a little bit more right now, but we have always said how incredible this nutrition is. The company, they are here for us. What they give is unbelievable, and the generosity with how the products are made, what they do for our bodies and our minds and our spirit, our heart, but also the income. It has been this way forever, but we really do feel like we're on the front line right now. We're solution makers. We have solutions, and we have the ability to change lives right now. So if you're a guest on this call, please get back to the person who invited you. If you're a part of our company, and everybody that is on this call, know that our arms are wrapped around every single one of you. We're giving our love to every single person right now, and that's our job. It always has been. Our job has always been love each other and to love upon each other and whatever we can do to take care of each other. And now we just get the opportunity to share it in a really massive way. So thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for all of our presenters. Next week, we have a healthy family coming on to talk to parents. Talk to parents who are a little stressed out right now. So jump back on. We've got some great things happening every single Thursday. Thank you for spending your Thursday with us. Enjoy your family and everything that you have in your life right now, because it is a time for us to really bond together. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
They can order another thing.